Hey everybody, how you doing? It's yours truly, Mike Marino, live from my mother's basement. And I know I did a broadcast last night, and I had a great time doing the broadcast, but I had to do another one tonight because I have a rare meeting with a director who did one of my favorite movies of all time not too long ago. It's out on the market, and you can get it. And he was in the area, so I said, you have got to come on my show live from my mother's basement. So if you're watching on Instagram, oh, wait, they didn't hit the button yet. Son of a bitch. Hold on a minute. We got to rewind back to one. That showbiz talk. For do it again, you idiot. Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's Mike Marino live from my mother's basement for everybody who's watching on Instagram. Oh, look how beautiful the sign is. Locatelli Cheese, which is the sponsor of Mike Marino Live, as you can tell. We're in the basement, and I had to do a podcast this night because last night we had some really cool people on the show. But tonight, like I was saying just before, right over here, a director, writer, producer, friend of mine is in the area, and I invited him to come down to my house here in New Jersey, in the basement. So right now, in the studio, the director, the writer, creator of a movie I was happy to be a co-star in called Kung Fu and Titties. That's right. Kung Fu and Titties. Are you watching Kung Fu and Titties? Now, the reason why, and I'm going to say this, and then we're going to introduce my buddy here because he's sitting right over here, as you can see. The reason I think that he came up with this title, Kung Fu and Titties, is because why do a lot of people go to the movies? Because they want to watch action. What is action? Kung Fu. And what if a lot of people want to see as well as Kung Fu in action? Boobs, boobies, or in this case, titties. Kung Fu and Titties. There's one of my favorite comedians just wrote in over here on Instagram, and his name is Anthony Rodia. And I'm laughing now because now he's going to bust my balls because he just saw that I did a movie called Kung Fu and Titties. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. This movie starred Bronson Pinchot. You guys remember Bronson? Bronson Pinchot is in this movie. And yours truly, Mike Marino and Rain Brown. It is one of the funniest, stupidest, most slapstick. Look, he said no comment. This is the director, Joe McConnell. He wrote the movie, so get mad at him. The movie's so silly. Let's use the word silly. Slapstick comedy, over the top. And it's just crazy. Now, wait a minute. I can play some tuba for you, LOL. Is that a porno? No, Bert, it's not. There's no sexual stuff going on in this movie. You just think there's going to be, so you go to the movies and watch it. Just titties. A lot of titties. I actually dress up like a gorilla. One of the funniest things you're ever going to see. Bronson Pinchot is still acting. That's right, he's in this movie. All right, so let's talk to him. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, live from my mother's basement, Joe McConnell. Hey, Joe, how you doing, man?
Good. Thanks for having me on, Mike.
Absolutely.
Good to be here.
It's nice to see you. I haven't seen you, I think, since we did the project.
Yeah, the last time was at the premiere or one of the screenings, I think, in New York, the Macabre Film Fest, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember we did the premiere in New York City, which was great. It was a lot of fun. A lot of stars came out. Look, somebody wrote in, what about Kung Fu and penises for the girls? Okay, well, there you go. Why don't we do a sequel to Kung Fu and Titties? We'll call it Kung Fu and Penises, and I won't be in it.
Well, if you remember, there are some balls.
Yes, a lot of balls. Ew.
We didn't go full penis, but there's some balls in there.
Well, tell us, Joe, you know, you're a young director. You got yourself a budget. You put up your own money, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and on either side, you know, you got to do something that's going to make the public go see this movie so that you can make your money back. You're making a big investment, and you want to make your money back as fast as you can so you could turn it over and do another type of movie. So the first thing that a lot of filmmakers do is make a scary movie, a horror. You take $10,000 out of your pocket, you go into the woods, you chop up a bunch of people, you have 21, 22-year-old kids kissing, the boobs fall out, and everybody wants to see the movie, right?
Yeah.
Then you make $1 million, and then you go make part two. And we all know that's what happened when they did Blair Witch Project.
Mhm.
So you decide you're going to do the comedy version of this particular formula. Am I describing that correctly?
Yeah, basically.
You're doing the comedy version of the formula that says action, fighting, boobies, slapstick comedy, make $1 million, and go make another movie like The Poseidon Adventure.
Right.
All right, that was the idea.
Yeah.
So he comes up with this idea of an action adventure movie with slapstick, silly comedy over the top. Nobody gets hurt. It's just very funny. So look, we got a caller calling in right now. Can't take your call right now, caller. We're in the middle of an interview. But if you call back in about 5 minutes, we will answer the phone. We're sitting here with Joe McConnell. He is the director and the creator of, once again, a movie that I'm proud of because I'm the gorilla. See the gorilla? I was dressed like a gorilla. Was I a gorilla most of the movie?
Yeah.
The whole movie. I was the gorilla. So tell us, you were probably like in your 20s, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you came up with this thing. Talk to us.
Sure. So I came up with the idea, I don't know, early 20s. Kung Fu and Titties, I thought it would be perfect. Why not just a film that's really stupid and full of boobs? Because when I was 10 years old watching HBO or Showtime at night, I was just waiting to see 3 seconds of boobs. So I was like, oh, please, Lord, just let me save the 3 seconds of boobs, and I have it on, be recording it on VHS tape. So I was wanting to do a very silly movie with boobs, and that's basically all I wanted it to be. So in hindsight, some things could have been done different, but it was fun. We had a good time, and I mean, it was an awesome experience. It was a great adventure for me, I think.
You have to understand that this movie is very slapstick. It would almost remind you, in a way, of the Three Stooges, right?
Yeah.
Because not everything makes sense. There's some dream sequences that make no sense whatsoever. And then when it all comes down to the end, the reveal of the movie is one of the funniest reveals that you've ever seen, which once again makes no sense. Kind of like The Wizard of Oz meets When Harry Met Sally meets
Monty Python meets
Mighty Python. Yes,
Trouble in Little China.
It's like Mighty Python. I would definitely give it that analogy. So refresh my memory because I want to watch this movie, but I don't even remember how it goes. Why don't you tell everybody how you found me and put me in your movie?
So years prior to Kung Fu and Titties, I was entering one of my serious screenplays about an Italian hitman into various festivals, and I met Mike at a festival in Los Angeles, and we just got to talking. I said, someday I'm going to make a movie, and I'd like you to be in it, because I just thought he was a cool guy. And then years later, I think it was, geez, probably like 5 or 6 years even, called him up. I said, I've got this really goofy comedy, and I think you'd be awesome in it, and do you want to be the co-star?
And I heard the word co-star, and I said, yes. Then he told me the title of the movie, Kung Fu and Titties, and I said, whoa, what's going on in that movie? I don't do Kung Fu. But then he explained to me how it is, right?
Yeah, so basically the story is that there's this out-of-shape regular Joe who gets thrust into an alternate dimension, which is populated with sexy naked women and an evil warlock type of guy who kidnaps these women from Earth and has them at his compound to just look at their boobs and make them dance. And he has to go save the young maidens. And our friend Mike here has a little bit of a double life.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing the good and bad guy.
I was the good guy, but I was the bad guy. I was the troublemaker. I was the gorilla.
The trickster.
I would say I was a trickster. Definitely the comedy relief, or part of the comedy relief. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was I'm explaining to the guy who knows how to do Kung Fu and save the damsel in distress. I said, you got to be careful because if this particular guy comes in here, he'll just eat you. And he goes, eat me. I'm like, eat you right up. Then you'll be dead. So it was kind of like, I felt like I was one of the little rascals.
The downstairs pool hall scene.
Yeah, the pool hall scene. That's right.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. There was a lot of boobs. I guess I should have had more scenes with you and the naked ladies.
Well, that's
Because
okay.
all the other actors got to be dancing with the naked ladies.
Yes. So there you go, America. I did a movie called Kung Fu and Titties, and in all my scenes, there were no boobs whatsoever. And I was dressed like a gorilla,
I apologize.
sweating my ass off in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a good time. Funny, funny movie. And let's tell everybody where they can get this actual product if they were interested in watching this slapstick, silly, goofball movie. And you can watch me do some really, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I laughed watching myself run around like the gorilla. So where can we get this?
Yeah, it's just on Facebook, our Kung Fu and Titties Facebook page. We had a distributor for a while, and it was on a separate website, but now it's just on the Facebook page. So facebook.com/Kung Fu and Titties.
I'm not even aware of that. Yeah. You can buy this movie on a Facebook page called Kung Fu and Titties. I highly recommend this product, and you could probably get these. Am I right?
Yeah, we have Kung Fu and Titties t-shirts, and a nice kind of funny story about that is I wear this all the time through airports because the TSA doesn't really hassle me so much when I have a Kung Fu and Titties shirt on. They think
that's hilarious. Imagine that. What are you doing? I'm going to the airport. I walked through the airport with a shirt that says "Make America Italian Again," and everybody stops me and says, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" I actually tell them all the time, once I become president of the United States, I'm going to get rid of that sign that says, if you see something, say something. I'm going to say, no, you keep your mouth shut. What are you, a rat? All right. Thank you for saying that, Joe Calamito. I appreciate that. Hi, Darlene. Hi, Holly. How are you? Jessica. We got to do a nice big throw out to Robert Quarto, who owns an unbelievable Italian deli in California down by Long Beach. It's called Foggia Italian Market. Great food down there. We'll talk about them on I don't know how I'm doing that. We talk about them on a bunch of different shows. Hello, Darlene. How are you? Kung Fu and Titties. I'm laughing my ass off. What? Make America love titties again. At least we got a lot of people down there who have a sense of humor and they realize it's just a joke. This is one of those movies where nobody gets killed. The damsel in distress does get saved, but does she really get saved? And there's really no sex. It's just you think there's going to be, and everybody gets disappointed because there's none, especially for the gorilla. It's Jersey Teamster's birthday. Well, happy birthday to the Jersey Teamster. And Elliot, thank you so much for being so kind and saying something so nice. Since I done this movie with Joe, Kung Fu and Titties, luckily I've gone on to do a couple of other projects, and that's why we're doing the show live here from my mother's basement. Tell us about what you're working on, Joe.
Sure. So the past few years, I've just been working on commercials. I was doing small business commercials, and was working for a brewery for a full year. We did a ton of promos. So I've been doing smaller stuff and short films and working on a documentary now for one of our stars in Kung Fu and Titties who passed away, John Archer Lundgren. And we're kind of I'm doing like a lifetime achievement of, he wasn't a well-known famous person, but in Florida he was, because he helped out so many students and did over 180 movies in Florida.
Who?
John Archer Lundgren.
No kidding.
Played Zephyrus, yeah. So that's what I've been working on, just some short films and commercials.
One of the stars in Kung Fu and Titties was this older gentleman who was very eccentric, and he plays that type of characters kind of way out there. He's a very nice guy, and he came to a bunch of my live stand-up performances, and he recently passed away of leukemia, and we're very sad and upset about that. But come to find out that the guy was in the military, and before he became an actor, he was watching, he was on many military tours and stuff like that. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, sure. So a lot of people just thought he was this old, crazy, eccentric guy when they saw him on a film set, and once you got to talking to him, he had a long, extensive career in the U.S. military, in the Army, especially, and then he was branched off in 3 different areas of foreign intelligence. So he had about 35 to 40 years in service to the country, and then he lived out his childhood dream when he retired of being an actor, and he would be in a lot of student productions, a lot of commercial productions, a lot of big productions like Baywatch and stuff as a background extra, or he had a small line or 2, and he just loved doing that. And till his last days, he was still auditioning.
You know, it's funny, to meet the guy, you would never think this whatsoever because he was such a far out, nutty type of guy. And he liked to pull pranks on everybody. You know, if he was staying in the hotel overnight, he would do something really goofy. And he came to my shows and he came dressed up as Zephros the one time. I'm like, we're done shooting, it's 2 years. You're out of your mind, mister. But there you find out that he was in the military and he's a highly decorated soldier and just wanted to be an actor. And now he left the world, but we got him on tape. We got him in this movie, Kung Fu and Titties. And I highly recommend if you want to laugh. People, if you want to laugh, you got to watch this movie. I don't know how much it costs. I don't know. What do you do? Mail it to everybody?
Yeah.
You actually get an old style mailer. It comes to you. You actually, somebody knocks on the door. Hey, we got your DVD. I still sell DVDs on the internet too. Screw the internet. Get the old school one. Put it in your toaster and watch it, and have some fun with it. So.
Yeah, I had it online on YouTube for free for a little while, but they booted me off this week.
Oh, no kidding. You got taken off of YouTube.
I was on there for a while and it was approved, and then now they said it's inappropriate content.
Yeah. I wonder how this became inappropriate. I can't even say the word inappropriate content when they're not showing anything other than a few jugs jiggling around just to make you laugh in one of the dumbest, silliest formats whatsoever. And it's really nobody getting hurt. So, well, go figure the world. Yeah, we should watch this on VHS or beta. Old school.
Yeah, I've got to get the beta ones out.
So Joe has gone on to produce and direct some other projects. He's still in the business, and hopefully one of these days we'll be on set again, making another goofy, silly project that makes people laugh and enjoy and forget about the crazy world that we live in these days just for a 90-minute session.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd love to work with you again.
Where can we find your other work? Do you have a website?
Yeah, so youtube.com/numsfilms, and
Nums Films.
got a lot of my small commercial work on there, as well as some short films and various things that I've done on there.
Various things that he's done. I remember.
Some exciting, some not so exciting.
Yeah, well, sometimes we get exciting shit. Sometimes we ain't got no shit. Sometimes we don't know what the hell we're doing. Sometimes we come down here, we get tons of emails. Sometimes we come down here and maybe 1 or 2 people write. You never know. You never know what it's going to be. I'm having fun. I'm on the biggest tour I've ever been in my entire life. We started off this year. I did a movie called Pizza and Wine with Robert Davi and Nick Toro. Then we ended up doing a TV series now called Silent Partners. I'm touring all over the United States, doing a lot of shows in Canada. In 2020, I'm going out to London. I'm going to Italy. I'm going to Australia. And next weekend, I'm actually going to Alaska. So put that down. There's some of my friends from Canada right now. That's right. Toronto, October 19. Make sure you guys go to MikeMarino.net and get you some tickets to all the shows that I'm doing throughout the United States and Canada and Europe and wherever. But we just wanted to come down here and do a short broadcast while I knew Joe was in the area so I could have him come down, hang out with me, and talk a little bit about a really cool flick. It really is. I'm going to say it like this. It's a cool flick, Kung Fu and Titties, starring me, Mike Marino, Rain Brown, Bronson Pinchot. You guys got to remember Bronson. He was in a lot of movies. His character on that TV series, Balky on the TV series, it was just phenomenal, right? And then he made a big mark in the movie business when he was doing that Doggy Scrub. It's like a Doggy Scrub. He was playing that character in Beverly Hills Cop. And he's very, very funny in this movie with us, Kung Fu and Titties. So let's make that happen. So
2 different characters.
Yeah. And it's funny.
Funny in both.
I'm excited, man. So listen, we got to get going. If you want to find out what's going on in my career, folks, I'm always at MikeMarino.net. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mike Marino Live. You can subscribe to my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram, and all of this great stuff. We're always happy to be sponsored by Locatelli. If you're going to cut the cheese, make sure it's Locatelli. And listen to me every Thursday night on ddvradio.com. Every Thursday night at 8 o'clock. You can listen to me every day on Italian American radio. And of course, you can watch us here and you can listen to me on iTunes. I got to get going. Let's make America Italian again. I'm Mike Marino, live from my mother's basement with my famous director friend from the hit TV show Kung Fu and Titties. This is Joe McConnell. And let's make America Italian again. You understand? You don't know none, you didn't see none, you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By always saying the same thing. Don't take no shit from nobody. I'm Mike Marino. Good night.
Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.